Welcome, dear listeners, to Soul Strength 2024. Today, we explore a tale not just of boxing, but of the human condition itself. Rocky is more than an underdog story. It's a meditation of the nature of struggle, resilience, and what it truly means to face life's inevitable challenges. You see, just like the waves of the ocean rise and fall, so too do we experience the ebb and flow of triumph and defeat. And as we shall see through Rocky's journey, the struggle isn't something to avoid, but something to embrace. Now, Rocky Balboa is a simple man, living in the rough and tumble streets of Philadelphia. He's not exceptional in the way society measures success. He isn't wealthy, he isn't famous, and most of the world passes him by. But what Rocky represents is something far deeper, something ancient, the dance between perseverance and surrender. Life, as Rocky experienced it, is not a game of winners and losers, but a process of unfolding. When Rocky gets the chance of a lifetime to fight Apollo Creed, he isn't thinking about fame or fortune. In fact, Rocky knows the odds are overwhelmingly against him. But like life itself, this fight isn't about winning in the conventional sense. Rocky is not seeking to become champion in the eyes of the world. He's seeking to become champion within himself. And there lies the profound lesson. Rocky's journey is about going the distance, not about standing on the winner's podium. You see, much like the Zen masters say, the goal is not to win or to lose. The goal is to fully engage with life, to enter the ring and dance with the forces around you. Life, like a boxing match, is full of struggle, of hits and blows, of moments where we feel knocked down and defeated. But just as the Taoist philosophers teach us, it's not the individual event that matters, it's how we flow with it. It's about being present in the moment, whether it's painful or joyful, and allowing the experience to pass through us without resistance. Rocky's strength lies not in his fists, but in his ability to endure. It ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard can you get hit and keep moving forward. Now, this might sound like a simple motivational quote. There is a deep truth hidden here. Life will inevitably hit us. We will face suffering, pain, and loss. These are as natural as the seasons. But what Rocky teaches us is that the real victory comes not from avoiding these hits, but from accepting them, learning from them, and continuing on despite of them. This reminds me of the Buddhist concept of dukkha, or suffering. Suffering is inherent in life, they say. But to truly live, to truly experience life in all its fullness, we must come to terms with suffering. The punches that Rocky takes in the ring are symbolic of the punches life throws at us. Financial struggles, heartbreak, uncertainty, loss. And yet, Rocky doesn't retreat. He stands not because he thinks he will emerge unscattered, but because standing in the ring is the victory itself. Consider for a moment how Rocky trains for the fight. He doesn't just prepare physically, he prepares mentally and spiritually. He runs through the streets of Philadelphia, not simply to build stamina, but to remind himself that the journey is as important as the destination. Every step is a meditation, a reflection of the journey we all take through life. We are not running toward the finish line. We are engaged in the act of running itself. The running, the effort, the struggle. This is life. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Rocky's greatest opponent is not Apollo Creed. No, Apollo is simply a reflection of the obstacles we all face in life. Rocky's real opponent is himself. His doubts, his fears, his insecurities. In Zen practice, we speak often of the self, of the illusion of separateness that causes so much of our suffering. Rocky's battle is not to prove to the world that he's worthy, but to prove it to himself. and in doing so, he transcends the need of external validation. The moment Rocky steps into the ring, he has already won. Why? Because the act of showing up, of facing the seemingly impossible, is the true victory. Winning or losing the fight becomes irrelevant. Like the Taoists say, the journey is the destination. Rocky's journey, his struggle, his sweat, his pain, is the victory. He has embraced the ebb and flow of life, the rising and falling, the hits and the recoveries, and in doing so, he finds peace in the chaos. Life, as Rocky shows us, is not about avoiding hardship, but about learning to move with it, to dance with the blows, to find grace in the struggle. This is why we are drawn to his story, because we see ourselves in him. We see our own struggles, our own fights, and we are reminded that the goal is not to emerge unscattered, but to emerge wiser, more resilient, more accepting of the inevitable ups and downs. And so, the lesson of Rocky is not one of victory or defeat, but of resilience and acceptance. Life, like the boxing ring, will throw punches, but it is not how hard we are hit that defines us, but how we continue to rise after each blow. If you are ready to step into your own ring, to embrace the struggle with open arms, hit subscribe and join me on this journey. And I leave you with this question: what is the fight you're facing right now? And how can you learn to dance with it rather than resist it? Let me know in the comments, and together we'll learn to go the distance.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.